Okay, so today's pepper review is going to be on the Black Cobra, also known as goat's weed. Okay, so here is the Black Cobra, also known as goat's weed. But a lot of people like to refer to this as the Black Cobra, and that's because, as you can see here, the peppers have a black tinge to them. And they can get quite black if you put them in direct sunlight and you let them grow under full sun. They will get quite black, and they do eventually turn red. Now, I got a couple ripe ones back here I'm going to taste test. And I am not looking forward to this one because this is a hot one. Now, I know it's a hot one because I taste tested it last year, and I don't even think I did a video on it because it was such a horrific experience. So let's talk about the plant a little bit. Okay, so this is one of the fuzzy stem plants. This is probably the fuzziest stem plant I've ever seen in my life. It's literally like a velvet, soft velvet fuzz. It's a beautiful velvety feeling. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. Even right down to the leaf, as you can see here, the leaves get fuzzy as well. Every part of this plant gets fuzzy. The stem on the pepper, you can see there's a fuzz that goes right up the stem. It's a very strange feature on the pepper. It's a really strange plant. This plant is absolutely enormous. From the top of my pots to the top of this bar right here where you see my hands, that's about 5.5 feet. Okay, that's 5 feet 6 inches. This plant's already surpassing that right now. So you're talking almost 6 feet just the way it is. Now, these are last year's plants, so this plant's already about 2 years old. I think it might even be a little older. It might be like 2.5 years or something like that. It's been around a little while. And I'll show you, last year's plant did die. Like you see right here, you see the old stem here? It's not totally dead. If I could get all the way down there, if you look at the stem down there, where is it? If you look at the stem, it's still green. But that's not what's growing. What's growing is the other plants. You see these other plants? When I plant in those big pots, I usually plant like 4 or 5 plants. When I start my seeds, I start with like 4 or 5 seeds. And instead of throwing them all out, I plant 4 or 5 seeds in one pot, like that. And I let the one that's going to be the alpha plant really dominate, get big. It crowds out the other smaller plants, and they stay small. If anything happens to the big plant, like this one here that died, if anything happens to that plant, the smaller ones suddenly start taking off and growing. That's just the way it is in nature. That's the way the plants grow in a natural environment. So I figured I would mimic that nature effect, and I would let the plants grow like they're growing in the wild. And they grow very well that way. And I do very good, actually, that way. Because sometimes these smaller plants can stay small, like little dwarf stunted plants, for years. They'll stay small like that. And then you change the soil, you give them more light, you bring them outdoors, and boom, they just start taking off like a tree. And what you're seeing here is the small plant from last year that didn't grow. And this year when I brought them out, the big one's dead, but the little one took off, and now look at it, it's like 6 feet tall. Now, had I put this plant out in the yard by itself and let it grow in full sun and everything like that, it'd probably be a lot bigger and a lot bushier. So it is what it is. But again, I don't need millions of these peppers. I just grow a lot of these for novelty and for seed, so I can trade seed with other pepper growers and sell seeds eventually. I'm opening a website soon, and I'll be able to make these seeds available. As far as getting back to the plant itself, I think we covered everything. Here's a flower of it. You can see it's still flowering. Amazingly. Let me give you a nice, beautiful 1080p shot here if I can. It's hard for me to do. This camera doesn't want to focus anymore. I'm going to have to pay to have the camera fixed for the focus, and it's going to cost me a lot of money. So we're holding off with that right now. But you can see that's the flower. We got the flower. We got the leaf type it's more or less a narrow leaf type of plant. It's not really a broadleaf, though I have seen leaves get quite thick and round on it. So it can be as broad as a regular leaf. It wouldn't be broad like a habanero plant per se. You know, I'm not going to say it's habanero, but it can be a broader leaf. But as this plant gets big and it starts stemming out like this, I mean, you can see all the peppers stemming up from this thing. And as it gets bigger, it starts stemming out and peppers start coming out like crazy. The leaves get smaller. So keep that in mind. All right, so the plant's absolutely healthy. It gave me no problems. One thing I will say about this plant, it's one of the few pepper plants that actually like its feet on a wet side. It doesn't like to be dry. This plant likes to be watered quite often, and it does like that. So if you do grow this, keep in mind it's one of those plants you're going to want to water a lot. So don't plant it in the bed with other peppers. Kind of grow it by itself and water it more often. You could even grow it with your tomatoes because you water your tomatoes a lot. So let's go pick a couple of these peppers. Now I got a couple ripe ones right there. Let's pick one of those. Here's a ripe one. Man, I am not looking forward to this. I've had these before. These are absolutely hot. I'm also going to pick an unripe one, a black one, because some people said they're hotter when they're black like this. Somebody told me that they're actually hotter. When they ripen, they sweeten up a little bit and they lose their heat. So that's what they look like. And let's go and taste test them. All right, so here we are again doing our pepper reviews. And I got some tomatoes nearby in case of emergency, but I'm telling you right now, I know this is going to be hot. So there's no me telling you I don't know what to expect. I know what to expect on this one. And I picked two. I'm going to try to attempt to eat both of them, not at once, but I'm going to eat the red one first, burn up from that. And then I'm going to try to eat the black one and see if it has a stronger effect. I've had people tell me that when they're black before they ripen, they're actually hotter. So we'll find that out. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll give it a go either way. All right, so here we go. I've been eating a lot of tomatoes. I'm doing a lot of tomato tests today. So my belly's kind of full of tomatoes. I'm like filled with tomatoes. I did about 6 tomato reviews today, and I'm just, oh God, I've had my share of tomato. Don't want to see tomato for a while in any form. So we're going to try to top that off with one of these, the Black Cobra. All right, let's give it a go. Ugh, wow, it's a hot one, man. Whew, first thing that came out of it was the soap flavor. At first, when I first started chewing it, it wasn't really that hot, but a juice came out of it. It's kind of soft like. Oh, I'm hiccuping. I'm hiccuping, guys. This one's hot. When I start hiccuping, you're up there. And I ate. Oh, man, this is hot, man. Whew. Oh man. It's coming in. Right out the gate, the heat is... I'm going to put this heat up there around 200,000. Right out the gate. This is up there with the habanero heat. Hot Chianti heat right out the gate. Okay, this is painful. The heat's burning the top of the tongue. It's attacking the back of the throat where the tonsils are, that whole ring. A little bit on the roof of the mouth. It's hot down the stomach. Very hot down the stomach. It feels like I swallowed a hot coal. It went right down my windpipe. It's kind of sitting there in my stomach and burning a little bit. The heat in the back of the throat feels good. I'm salivating. I am coughing a little bit from time to time. And I did hiccup from this. I got hiccups. Holy mackerel. The taste wasn't fruity. The taste was like a cayenne taste. I love the taste of cayenne peppers. This had a nice cayenne flavor. Very delicious. You start coughing and you can't stop. With that in your stomach, you'll throw it right up. It's got that cayenne flavor. I'll tell you, if you eat a lot of these really hot peppers, most of these really hot ones, they're all fruity flavor. You get a little sick of that fruit flavor. Oh man, this is hot, man. It's a different kind of a heat. It's just a harsh, direct burn, like I took a torch and stuck it in my mouth. Light up a propane torch and stick it in your mouth. That's what it feel like. Just a raw heat, man. Wow. It's like it's almost burning the entire side of my mouth, but it does have direct points. It's hitting the tongue. I can feel it on the roof. My gums ain't burning. My lips ain't burning. Tongue is burning. Tip of the tongue is a little hot. Back of the throat, right where the tonsils are, that whole ring. Uvula, the tonsils, just that area. Feels good. Feels really good. I'll take that over chicken soup any day if you got a cold. Oh, man, I really don't even want to do this. Wow. Man, my stomach is like shaky right now. I feel a little bit shaky in my body right now. Now, you can't see it. I'm exaggerating. I feel a little shaky inside. That hit me hard, man. Whoa, man. Wow. It hit me like a brick wall. like a freight train came at me. Bam! Hit me with the heat. Like I said, when I first started chewing it, it wasn't really that bad. But then it came in, and it was a raw fire, you know, direct. It took a little bit to come in, though. I'm not going to call it a creeper heat, though. It took a little while to come in, but you knew it was coming. I really don't like going through that experience. I just don't. I like it in food. I like to add these really hot peppers to food and deal with the heat as you're eating it, and your throat is slowly heating up from that. I like that. That is what I like. I don't like eating these raw and just like being burned to death from it. As far as the flavor goes on this, the flavor was very chianti flavored. It's cayenne flavor. Got hit with the soap straight out the beginning. That soap flavor has something to do with this intense heat. The stronger that soap flavor it seems, the stronger the burn is going to be. It's almost awful. This pepper make a really good pickling pepper. I'll tell you that right straight out. Sorry about me holding you to the side. It's just my arms are hurting from holding this camera. The heat's starting to come down. Oh, what a head rush from that thing. I'm going to tell you something right now from that. I normally don't get an endorphin rush from these things. That one gave me an endorphin rush. I was actually feeling a little shaky inside from that. I feel that right now a little bit. Not a lot, but enough for me to be like, oh, wow, that's weird, you know. I don't even get that from the hot peppers. You know, I'm getting used to the scorpions and the Bhut Jolokias. I'm not going to say I'm getting used to the Nagala and the Reaper. Those are really hot. But the scorpions and the reapers, I'm getting a little used to that because I'm eating them in my salsa on a regular basis. That hit my system really hard. I really don't want to do that, man. I hate doing double taste tests on these hot peppers. When you see me do these videos with these taste tests on these peppers, I don't do them all in one day. I have to come out here once a day and do them. My whole stomach and insides are bothered for the rest of the day from that. I want to see if it is any hotter. I'm waiting for the burn to go down a little. Lips are burning, starting to tingle a little bit now. The aftermath, and it leaves a funny aftertaste in my mouth. I'm just gonna bite it a little bit and chew it, and if it's any hotter, I'll know, believe me. Spit the seeds out. Seeds! Actually, that's not bad at all. The taste is a little bitterer though. I don't like the taste of it. When they're red and ripe like that, they taste like a cayenne almost. Nice cayenne flavor, not sweet or anything. This almost had a little fruity flavor to it, being black like that. But it also had like a weird bitterness to it. Very thin, the wall too. It has a very green flavor, like green pepper. As far as the black ones being hotter than the red ones, maybe I just ate it too small, or maybe I'm already burned from it. I don't think it's hotter. I think it's less hotter. Oh, see, I'm falling over. I'm losing my balance. I'm not even going to finish that. Tasted green. It wasn't any hotter. I'm going to tell you that right now. So whoever said that to me, that the black ones are hotter, not really. I mean, I just ate that one after a full burn. I should have felt something after that. Almost nothing. I'm going to say it's the opposite. I guess that's about it. I don't know what else to say about the pepper. Heat-wise, I'm going to put that one up there around 200,000. Very close to Habanero. Had that cayenne flavor to it. It wasn't fruity at all. Though the green one, the unripe one, almost tasted like it did have a little bit of a fruity flavor. Very slightly, but more of a green, unripe pepper type flavor. That kind of a flavor. Thin-walled. Nothing to brag about. It's a great tasting pepper. You could pickle this one. It's a terrifying pepper. In a lot of ways. I'd say give it a grow. It's a good grow. It's a fun plant to grow. It's very universal. You could bring it in. I'm going to bring this in too for the year. We'll keep it down in the garage. We'll see if we can keep it alive through the winter. Hopefully it's not a really freezing winter, so I don't have to worry about it getting too cold in the garage. But I would say give it a go. It's a good pepper. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.